Okay. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Zoe Flowers. Thank you so much for watching this video, Women's History Tarot of the day. Whenever you're watching this, these are timeless. So whenever you are watching it, it is the absolute perfect time. We are back. Thank you for the thumbs up. Our Tarot Guidebook by Miss Sarah Shipman. Oh my gosh, today is Wednesday. I have 2 more days before my, what is it, Tasman deck gets here. So I'm so excited. I'm so excited for that. All right, let's see who our lady is for the day. All right, look at that. Okay, so day before yesterday, we had Octavia Butler. Yesterday, we had the fabulous Sister Tharp, Rosetta Tharp, who was the sun. I have Octavia here because I had a talk to do today. And so I did some it wasn't really a conference. It wasn't really a workshop. It was called a expert Q&A. Hope you can hear me. These headphones, I never know. I never know if I can be heard. On your 197 every day, that's my word. Okay. So it was an expert Q&A. And so about reimagining services to Black and Brown communities. And so folks sent me loads of, well, not through me, it was through the Office of Victims of Crime, their Technical and Training Assistance Center, OVCT-TAC. And so people sent loads of questions to OVCT-TAC. I don't even know how many questions they sent, child. They sent so many questions. And 750 people registered for my Q&A. I think like 200 showed up for the call, which was pretty cool. Yeah, like it was booked in 24 hours, which they said never happens. But anyway, they sent some amazing questions. So out of all of those questions that they sent, I had to pick 20. I didn't have to. I got to pick between 15 and 20. They were such good questions. And so before that conversation, I was doing some conjuring with Octavia just so I could bring the right energy to the space and cut through the racism in the ether with my words. So that's why Octavia is here. And now we are moving to Bessie Coleman, who is a pilot, I think, an African American pilot. So she is the Ace of Swords. So this is super exciting because when we get aces, that is a new beginning. It is a gift from the universe. Swords are all about ideas. So, oh, look, they got this Keeper of Swords. What's the Keeper of Swords? Oh, I bet that's supposed to be the king. I bet that's supposed to, it is, it is. So in this deck, instead of having king, they have keeper. I'm here for it. And then but where is the ace? All these decks are different. Sometimes the ace is in the beginning. Sometimes it's at the end. Listen, I can't keep up with all this. Let's see. And so again, swords are all about ideas. They are, yes, here we go, Bessie Coleman. They are representative of the element of air. So Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, my people. And so let's get started. So Bessie Coleman was born in 1892. She transitioned in 1926. She was born in the United States. And so this card represents clarity, insight, intellect, and new purpose. So yesterday was the sun. Yesterday was all about letting our sun shine, letting our inner light shine, letting it come out into the world, right? As what is this now? The third day of Taurus season. And so now here comes the Ace of Swords. So a new sense of purpose. And with everything happening in the world, to Black people in particular, we need a new purpose, a new sense of purpose, a new way of being, a new way of thinking about even how we interact with these systems and with people. But I'm not going to get into too much of that because when Bessie Coleman's brother, Walter, and John returned to Chicago from fighting in Europe at the end of World War I in early 1919, they brought with them some interesting news. French women were allowed to fly airplanes. When Bessie heard this, something stirred inside her. According to biographer Thelma Rudd's article, Yesterday, Today, and Tomorrow, John teased her about these new aspirations, saying, "You ain't never gonna fly." Her reply was unabashed. "That's it. You just called it for me." Okay. I like Bessie already. Don't tell me what I can't do. I also love that she has these butterflies here, signs of transformación. I also feel like that this right here feels very snake-like to me. Snake is also a sense of regeneration. And then we have the sun again. So it's like, no matter how hard things look, keep your eye on the prize. As long as you keep your head to the sky, you can win. Be optimistic no matter what. But woo, it's challenging. But with help from Robert Abbott, the publisher of the Chicago Defender, America's Black newspaper, who ran an advertisement in the paper on her behalf, Bessie obtained sponsorship to travel to France. After taking French language courses, securing a passport, and funds for the journey, Bessie boarded a ship to Europe in 1920. Don't tell a Black woman what she cannot do. In June 1921, Bessie, who was of mixed race, became the first Black American woman and the first Native American woman to earn a national aviation line. Oh, I'm sorry, an international aviation license. Now she looks interesting, Bessie Coleman. We're gonna keep reading because we're gonna keep reading. We're gonna keep reading. She was only 24 years old. She had been studying aviation in France for the last 10 months, arrived in New York City Sunday, September 25th. She brought with her credentials certifying that she had qualified as an aviatrix, honey, an aviatrix. Bessie took her achievements all in stride and used her newfound celebrity to encourage other Black Americans to pursue aviation, saying, "The air is the only place free from prejudice." And here she is, showing up as the Ace of Swords. Here she is, showing up as air. And it's like so important for us to keep our thoughts free. The only thing we own are our thoughts and our actions. And so here is the Ace of Swords telling us, yes, yesterday, don't allow your allow your light to shine, allow yourself to be bright. And a part of that is thinking new thoughts and finding places to be free in your mind. That is what I'm taking from this. However, Bessie realized that if she wanted to make that coin as a pilot, she would need to become a barnstormer, a type of paid stunt flyer. I mean, again, she looks very no nonsense. Like she looks serious. I guess she would have to be a pilot. In 1922, Bessie returned to France for additional training, then traveled to the Netherlands, where she met Anthony Fokker. I don't know, a widely respected aircraft designer, and then to the Fokker plant in Germany, where she studied with one of the company's top pilots. So I am very excited to be going to Germany in August, and I was planning to hop over to the Netherlands. So I wonder if they got some Bessie Smith stuff over there. I would love to know that. When she returned to America later that year, she was ready to launch her career. Bessie's first appearance at an American air show was in September 1922 during an event honoring African American World War I veterans on Long Island. After the show, the Daily News ran her photograph with a caption stating that on the previous day, Bessie gave a daring flying exhibition. I must look at her, you guessed it, birth chart. Bessie Coleman, American aviator, birth. Oh. Mhm. January 26th. Got it. Mhm. Let's get to that birth chart. Oh, I hate this site. We see that she has a Sagittarius moon. Oh my God. You see, this is why I love to look at the astrology. So, first of all, she has an Aquarius sun. All right, I guess I just have to use this chart, even though I'm not crazy about it. So, birth chart. Um, this makes so much sense. It's like certain things make me want to know what's in the birth chart, right? So first of all, this thing about flying, I'm like, why? Beyond the fact that somebody told her she couldn't do it, but it's like, why would she want to do that? Well, when I see that Sagittarius moon, like, of course, an Aquarius with a Sagittarius moon is going to be like, you know what? Don't tell me, especially an Aquarius, like, you're going to tell me, like, what I can and cannot do. Like, that is not happening. I'm going to go up in the sky. I love it. So cool. I wonder if birth chart. Thanks for hanging out with all my ramblings as I do all these things. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Let's get back to it. So now we know. Now we have some hints into the personality, right? We know we got that Aquarius, Sun. We know we have the Gemini, Gemini, the Sagittarius moon. The moon has the final say. The moon is like our primal desires, our primal thoughts, etc. Okay. She also has Pisces and Gemini. She is dominant in water signs. Yeah. Okay. Oh, here we go. This is what I wanted to see. Thank you. All right. Let's get back into this. Okay. Because that's going to distract me. Okay. In 1923, Bessie's plane stalled and crashed during a show in Los Angeles. Now, here's the other thing I like about her story, too. So, yesterday and today, no, of course, there were probably issues, but not like the issues that like the other folks. Like, it's also interesting how the cards are progressing as well, how the cards are revealing themselves. Because when I've started, every single card up until literally yesterday and today are the first, and I started this on the third day of Women's History Month. Every woman had some kind of mental illness, some kind of alcoholism in her family, some kind of inappropriate sexual relationships, dyslexia. I think we had poverty, fathers that were alcoholics, lots and lots and lots of trials and tribulations. And so then we hit Frida on Monday. So Frida had a lot of things happen. And then we had Octavia, who was born. She was shy, she was tall. I think there was something else that went on with her too as a child. She had some kind of issues as a child. And then yesterday we hit the sun. Yesterday, Rosetta. Rosetta didn't seem to have any of these issues. It doesn't seem like Bessie Coleman has any of these issues. So this is super interesting how even the cards are falling, right? So now, where were we? So it's 1923. Bessie then had a plane crash. She broke 3 of her ribs and 1 leg, but that didn't prevent her from returning to flying. Not with that Sagittarius moon. You know, that Sagittarius moon was like one horse don't, one monkey don't stop no show, honey. We've got flying to do. On September 15th, 1923, the Pittsburgh Courier printed a photograph of Bessie underneath the headline, Death Defying Bird Woman. So deep. And praised her bravery. One with less confidence in her ability or of less daring ambition would have been cowed. I don't know what cowed means. Of aerial aspirations. Oh, I guess she would have given them up. Not so with Miss Coleman. Around this time, she also began earning money and gaining fame, giving lectures in churches like Trinity African Methodist Episcopal Church in Baltimore, where she announced her intentions to open a flight school. Boy, oh my God, I wish I had her whole birth chart. Oh my God. This like gives me like, let's think of opening a school. What other Black famous Aquarius woman opened a school? Very interesting. Bessie purchased her own plane. Oh, sorry. So she announced her intention to open a flight school. A talented motivational speaker. Again, what famous Black woman is a motivational speaker? She wanted to inspire other Black Americans to pursue their dreams. Bessie, I'm inspired. You finna go right on my altar next to Octavia. Bessie purchased her own plane, a World War I Curtiss Gen 4 in 1925, according to Carrie Lee Alexander in a 2018 article, Bessie Coleman. Soon she returned to her hometown in Texas because Texas was still segregated. The managers planned to create 2 separate entrances for African Americans and white people to get into the stadium. Coleman refused to perform unless there was only one gate for everyone to use. After many meetings, the managers agreed to have one gate, but people would still have to sit in segregated sections of the stadium. She agreed to perform and became famous for standing up for her beliefs. Again, just like in Aquarius. Aquarius is about humanity in so many ways. Aquarius is about freedom. Freedom for themselves first. And by freeing themselves, they become the example to how we can free ourselves. That's my interpretation. On April 30th, 1926, after giving a lecture in Jacksonville, Florida, Bessie boarded her newly purchased plane for a test flight with her mechanic, William Wills, to map out a parachute jump for an air show the next day. Wills had flown the plane there from Dallas himself, but he'd been forced to land the plane. See, I was already getting nervous. To land the plane 3 times en route for his safety because of maintenance problems. When Bessie's family and friends heard about the difficulties with the aircraft, they urged her not to fly. Nevertheless, Wills flew the plane again, with Bessie joining him for the ride. She sat in the passenger seat to better survey the land below. She needed to move more freely than wearing a seatbelt would allow, so she didn't fasten it. Yikes. 10 minutes into the flight, the plane went into a dive and spin. The plane hit the ground. Just 2 days after the crash, 5,000 people gathered in Jacksonville for an impromptu memorial service. Later, 10,000 mourners attended Bessie's funeral in Chicago on May 5th at Pilgrim Baptist Church. She was laid to rest in Lincoln Cemetery there, where even today pilots fly overhead to drop flowers on her grave. That Sagittarius moon. Bessie connected her passion for aviation with her moral principles by promoting equality and denouncing prejudice with every airshow stunt and public speaking event. Don't let me get into my conspiracy bag about that plane and mechanical issues, because it's not hard for me to go into a conspiracy theory. Anyway, the Ace of Swords represents the clarity of purpose. Oh, I love this. That results from having a goal and making a plan to achieve it. The card symbolizes the moment you know you must achieve this goal, as well as what you must do to achieve it. It's a moment when heart, mind, and spirit are all in alignment. You're prepared to face challenges, make sacrifices, and speak your mind to move forward. What's your big idea? What are the connections between your personal calling and the values that you hold most dear? What's the first step on this path to achieving your goal? And those are the questions that the Ace of Swords asks. Mystic, apex deity. Hello, Zoe Flowers. Well, hello, Mystic. Thank you for joining. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we just wrapped up this wonderful, this wonderful Ace of Swords, this story of Bessie Coleman, just another phenomenal woman. I really, really do appreciate this deck because it's just teaching me, like, I know things here and there, but I certainly didn't know all the ins and outs of all these women. So again, the Ace of Swords is coming to encourage us to align our personal, and for me, the personal is political. So how can you align your personal? Remember, again, swords is ideas, thoughts. How can you align your thoughts in such a way? New thoughts now, new thoughts. We need new thoughts that to bring new action. So how can you align your thoughts, your ideas in such a way to produce new actions here on earth? And so that is what I have. If you haven't watched my other videos, please feel free to do so. Please like, share, and subscribe. If nobody told you today, you are loved and you deserve love. And I will see you next time. Bye.